All right, everyone. So we got an article from Wrestling News here that we want to talk about because this whole Rock and Cody Rhodes thing has blown my mind. It is amazing, and it's. I want to say this. This is in a good way. It is amazing the support that Cody Rhodes is getting from the WWE universe, and the reason I say that is because as someone who loved the Attitude Era and as someone who loved, the early 2000s wrestling, even up until like around 2008, I'd say, maybe a little bit longer, but around there. Um, the ruthless aggression era. There just doesn't seem to be some, like these new. It always amazed me that guys could come back from like the Attitude Era and get pops that were almost bigger than some of the top stars that were currently in the company now, right? So like you'd have when like when Austin comes back at WrestleMania, or when Cena comes back, or when Brock Lesnar came back, or when The Rock came back. It was amazing to me that you had all the it's not to say that no wrestlers were over during these time periods, but what I'm saying is you had older wrestlers getting massive, massive pops, and sometimes it felt like they were bigger than the people that were there at that time. Like the bottom line is Stone Cold, when he got his pop, right? When he came out during the Attitude Era, there was nobody getting a bigger pop, right? Maybe you could say, oh, The Rock did or somebody else, but the point is they were all people working in the company full time. And so it felt like in many ways WWE was relying still on a lot of these past guys versus building equivalents. And it's obviously not the case that Cody Rhodes is like bigger than Stone Cold or any of that, but the fact that you have The Rock, who is such a legend in WWE, he's such a legend in terms of he's super famous outside of WWE now too, right? And the fact that you have the WWE Universe standing up and say, you know what, we want Cody Rhodes to win this title. We want him in this match is awesome, awesome, awesome. And the good news is that WWE is reportedly taking this seriously and monitoring the responses. So this is from Pro Wrestling Insider's Mike Johnson. He wrote, and I'm reading this from Wrestling News. So this isn't what Johnson wrote, but this is what they said. Mike Johnson wrote today that WWE has been absolutely monitoring the responses on social media. So for Cody fans, there's at least a chance that plans could change. And as of this writing, the full segment posted on WWE's YouTube account has 99,000 likes and over 500,000 dislikes. That is far and away the record for most dislikes for a WWE video on their channel. So this is what it looks like when you have somebody who's really hitting with the WWE Universe. And it's amazing that this is happening to The Rock. This would be different if this was happening to some superstar that just came onto the scene. You'd be like, okay, we see it. Nobody knows who this guy is, or maybe they feel like he's being pushed too hard too soon. But this is The Rock that this is happening to, and I'm happy they're monitoring it because there's a chance now that they can make this in some ways right. I would say right. They could look at it and change course to at least make the universe somewhat happy. Now maybe they have some really cool thing that they're going to pull out that the universe is going to like. But here's why I'm skeptical of their ability to really turn this into something super special without major changes. And why I'm skeptical of that is very simple. It's because they didn't want to have this happen, right? It'd be one thing if nothing happened, so there was no lawsuit, CM Punk didn't get hurt, and everything was going as they wrote it. In that case, I would say, well, maybe WWE has something in the works that we don't even know about. And then that in that case, you'd say, okay, let's see what they pull out. And then if it's bad, you can criticize them. In this case, their hand was in some ways forced into doing something. Now, like we said in our last video, we think they did the wrong thing. We think you could have kept one of the main events fine, and you could have figured out the other one instead of kind of blowing both of them up because CM Punk gets hurt. But they were kind of had their hand forced. So their ability to do all these cool things is limited. So I'm hoping we'll see what they can do, but at least they're monitoring this. At least they're seeing this and they know what is being said. And I think that will at least impact them, if not this time around, but moving forward, that, hey, the WWE Universe, right, this is, they like this storyline. So when you see them cheering a storyline, don't just abruptly say, you know what, we're not going to do that. And I understand that there were things that caused this to happen, but still, this is not what wrestling fans wanted. That's more than obvious, and we hope that they do end up making some changes to this. Because to be honest, Roman Reigns and The Rock is still a pretty awesome match in terms of, The Rock and two big stars like The Rock and Roman Reigns going head to head. But we completely understand why the WWE Universe is like, hey, we want Cody Rhodes to not only fight, but we want him to win that belt. Because it's unlikely, I think, that The Rock actually does beat Roman Reigns, but I guess we will see. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.